now I'm going to address the elephant in the room, which is F-35. And a lot of people are talking about, hey, you know what, we're going to get F-35. But does it really make sense? You know, we have F-35, we'll have Tejas, probably AMCA in 15, 20, 30 years, or maybe God knows when. Then we have Rafale, we have Su-30. So we have 5, 6 different types of aircrafts. Does it make sense? Can we actually afford it?
You tell me one major air force. One serious major air force that has 5, 6 types of aircraft.
None. US has 2, 3?
They have, the Navy will have F-18s and F-35. The Air Force will have F-35 and F-15. The F-35 will completely replace the F-16.
F-16, okay.
Right. Now, if a superpower can only afford 3 kinds of aircraft, how are you able to, you're going to have Rafale, Tejas, Mirage 2000, Sukhoi 30, a Jaguar, possibly AMCA, possibly F-35 if you're going to buy it. I hope not. Or Su-27, whatever. Okay. Are you mad? And MiG-29.
And S-400.
And S-400. Well, which is, I mean, I have my own reservations. We've seen how useless they are with what happened in Iran with the Israeli strike. You know, this is not sustainable. This is just not sustainable.
Then what do we do? Then the other option is Su-57.
No, there are lots of other options. First is you can join the European 6th Gen fighter program. Okay. But my personal preference right now is to bring the AMCA under, drop all this TBDF and all this bullshit, drop Tejas right now, have a very clear thing as to what technology you can make, what you cannot, what you're going to harvest. Because you know what DRDO does, or HAL. They're like, sir, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. It's all empire building. You want more and more projects which you don't deliver. You bring in accountability, you sack them. Do you remember when the missile program was going nowhere? I think Shivarur was the one that did the piece in India Today at that time. They literally sacked the entire missile team. This was in 2003, 4 or 5, something like that. And they brought in a whole new team, after which the graph, till then the missile graph was like that, suddenly it went like that. Because it got transferred to and this was only the nuclear missiles, only the nuclear capable missiles, right? Which is why your Akash has been in development for what, 40 years? It's basically a SA-6, well, SA, one of those 1970s Soviet anti-aircraft missiles that you've, I don't know what you've done to it, but, or Nag or whatever. And you look at the nuclear missiles, the nuclear capable ones, the long range ones, they have gone exponentially. You look at the ballistic missile submarine. It comes under the Prime Minister, so whoosh.
But we can't have every department reporting to the PMO.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't, right? So, but I think it is now crisis enough situation that you need to focus down on the AMCA. Stop wasting your time on IJT, AJT, all this blah, blah nonsense. And by the way, you tell me which other country has PJT, IJT and AJT. You have an entry-level propeller and then you have an advanced jet trainer. Just because these clowns wanted some more jobs and budget, they came up with a nonsense category called intermediate jet trainer. When are you going to call out the fiscal indiscipline in all of this? You know, this is actually turning into a national security threat.
No, when the Indian Air Force Chief very recently has said,
you know, there was a
about
test pilot. There was a test pilot who comes and does all this big, I've got the biggest schlong nonsense on Twitter. Tejas. He was the bugger. I have WhatsApp conversations. I won't make it public, obviously, because then he'll know who it was sent to. This was the same goddamn bugger who was the loudest advocate for the Su-57. And when we withdrew from the Su-57 program, he suddenly found the virtues of Tejas. So you have outright frauds out there who are just interested in empire building.
Right? At the cost of nation.
Exactly. I'm glad the Air Chief Marshal called it out. He's finally said what we've all been saying. And you've seen how the defensive offensive thing is. Every time we've done a program, all this, they all say America ka dalla, Boeing ka dalla, what whore of Lockheed Martin, whatever. now that the Air Chief Marshal has said it, what happened?
Nothing.
थैंक यू सो मच दोस्तों, आपने अभी तक ये क्लिप देखी, लेकिन अगर आप पूरी वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं तो उसकी डिटेल्स डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में भी है और पिन कमेंट में भी है और आपके स्क्रीन पे भी फ्लैश करेगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।